Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. Our mission is to see a world well led. And our strategy to get there? To empower leaders like you to lead every day. So let's get to work.
I said at the beginning of yesterday's episode, I like to drive fast. I tell you this, if you want to get somewhere fast, you can drive fast, but one of the things you can do that's better than anything else is actually take a shortcut. If you get a shortcut, nothing better. Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. I'm Randy Gravitt.
And I'm Mark Miller.
And we're going to give you a shortcut today that's going to accelerate your success like nothing else. And it is this idea of learning, not just learning, but learning from others. It's huge.
Yeah. I had the privilege to work with Truett Cathy for decades, the founder of Chick-fil-A, the guy who invented the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
One of the critical voices in my life and in my development. And he used to tell me, I think because I made a lot of mistakes,
Probably
he said,
so.
Mark, you don't have to make all the mistakes yourself. He said, you can learn from the mistakes of others. And I think that's good counsel.
Yeah, you and I both have benefited so much from other people and what they've learned. And it happens in so many different ways that we've been able to learn from other people. I think as I consider the list of different ideas, I want to challenge you today to ask yourself what you're learning and who you're learning from. And maybe you'll get an idea today as we roll through some of this for a few minutes that might just accelerate your success. That's really, again, what we're trying to do.
And I want to add to that, as we go through some of these ideas, ask yourself, is your learning sporadic or strategic?
Yeah, I love
There's
that.
a huge difference. And we're going to advocate that your learning be strategic. Most of you, we hope, are working on a personal development plan that you built for this year. I hope it's strategic. And maybe if you don't have some of these ideas incorporated on how you can learn from others, I'd encourage you to go back and maybe update your plan.
Yeah, you said the other day we have permission to
It's
change
a living,
our plans.
breathing
The
document.
plan is to serve what
It's
we're trying to do.
a working
It's
document.
a working document.
Absolutely.
That's right. So we've heard for years, we've said probably too many times that leaders are readers. I think that's true. But I also think that leaders are learners.
Yeah,
let's
they're
go
more
back.
learners than readers. Because I
That's
actually
exactly
know
right.
some really good leaders that aren't readers, but they're learners.
Yeah, that's right. So this idea of learning. But one of the places we have learned a lot is through books. So I love the fact that anytime I get in a book, I'm actually, it's like permission to sit down, or it's like an invitation to sit down with that author of that book. They may have lived a couple hundred years ago. I mean,
Right.
even longer ago than that, but you still get insights into the way they think.
Right.
And I think there's power in books. So you got thoughts on, the power of reading there.
Well,
There's a lot of people who are probably want to read more, but it's like they don't put it on their schedule, make time for it. This is a powerful idea.
Well, it is a big idea. And I would say maybe if you spend any car time, have you checked out Audible? I'm using Audible more and more to screen books. And if I find one that I listen to and I think, wow, there's a lot of truth there, then I'll go buy it and read it. Because for me, I'm going to get more reading it than listening to it. But listening to it is a good first step. And a lot of books I don't choose to go any further with. Right. So that'd be one way that you could leverage some time that might not be typically associated
and
with
some
reading.
of us feel guilty if we start a book and don't finish. I give you permission, if you're reading a book and it's a bad book, put down there's too many
Please
books.
put it down. There's too many good ones out there.
Too many good ones
Yeah.
to read. So books are one thing. I think conferences, we both benefited from conferences. We've learned a lot from other people at conferences.
Mm-hmm.
You've kind of modeled this yourself. I mean,
I've been to a lot, and it feels like there are fewer and fewer out there.
Yeah, and that's probably true.
Maybe that is the case.
Maybe we would say courses now,
I think
right?
we've still
There's
got to be looking.
Lots of other places like courses that we've created courses for other people to learn, and we've learned. We take them ourselves. We try to, master class. We've done that before, and so all that kind of stuff. There's all kind of blogs out there now. There's podcasts. There's videos. The content. That's not the excuse, right?
Yeah. Content's not the problem.
Yeah, that's not the problem. But I think this idea that when we sit down, what are we trying to learn really might be our next thing to talk
Focus
about.
is
This
huge.
idea of focused learning. Talk about that, Mark.
Well, I've encouraged folks and tried to practice this for decades that I want to have some focus in my development plan. Again, maybe you've already built that into your plan because there is so much information out there. So If you've got an area of focus, I think that gives you a leg up on what am I going to read? What conferences am I going to go to? Who are the individuals I'm going to spend time with? We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah.
You can have a coach. In what area? You need to know your focus helps determine, I've hired and lost a few golf coaches over the years because I've been wanting to get better. I've hired public speaking coaches. I've hired fitness coaches and trainers because those are specific areas where I need
where you wanted to
assistance.
improve. Yeah.
Maybe you need a mentor or mentors. I find a lot of people that don't have a mentor, it's because they're trying to find a single individual that can help them with too much. They're looking for somebody to help them with their finances and their relationship and their spiritual walk,
their job,
and their
whatever.
Leadership. And it's like, no. You may need 4 or 5 mentors if you're looking for all of that. So back to your point about focus, can you prioritize? What's the most important thing you want to learn over the next 6, 8, 10, 12 months? And can you find somebody to help you?
And it goes a little bit back to that clarity conversation from yesterday.
Yes.
If we got clarity on what we want and maybe what that gap is, or maybe the barrier that's keeping us from getting there, that coach or that mentor or that even a friend that can speak into a specific area can be really powerful.
Yeah, and let me say one more thing about mentors. Another challenge that as I talk to people that don't have a mentor, and by the way, many leaders don't have coaches or mentors. And I think that's a real miss. I think you're making the work harder than it has to be. But another reason some don't have one is they've set their sights too high. And I'm going, just find somebody who's a little further ahead than you, who's willing to help you. They don't have to be the world's leading authority on
whatever
fitness to be your fitness coach, right? Just somebody who's a little further ahead that's willing to help.
Yeah, I think that's powerful. Another thing, so we got a couple here. We want to be intentional. We want to be focused. But I think there's another one. As I think about learning from others, I want to be diligent. I think being diligent is this mindset. We say lead every day. I think it's important to make a commitment to learn every day as well. And you've talked about this a lot. You've shared the old quote: "Your capacity to grow determines your capacity to lead." I think that's such a powerful mindset. But this mindset of committing every day to learning something. It didn't have to be learning all. I mean, you can be learning all day as you go. That's what I want. I mean, it's what I hope. But I think this specific time, maybe it's car time, listening to the book and giving yourself some time after you pull over to think about what you listen to, maybe, or I got to get this book and highlight. And if you are taking some time to read, I think it's powerful when you take a highlighter out and maybe a pen, you write in the margins, and you're having a dialogue with that author who maybe, you're talking to Abraham Lincoln. You can't have a conversation with him, but you can wrestle with some of his thoughts and think through your own position on some stuff and gain some from there. So I love this idea of learning from others, but I think it's intentionally learning, but learning every day. I think there's power in that. Okay, so as we wrap this thing up, Mark, we just had a party with another group of people that we've learned from. Before we go, would you share a little bit about our group?
Sure. About 25 years ago, we started a group, a leadership development group. Now, some of you may be familiar with a small group structure. It sort of looks like that. There are 10 of us, and we meet twice a month for 2 to 3 hours, and we have a meal together, spend time together, and we have been studying leadership for 25 years. You've been in that same group with us for about 15 years.
Yeah, about 15. I'm pushing.
About 15 years. And so maybe you need to
I think I'm the rookie too.
You are the rookie.
I think
maybe you need to start a group and just you don't need 10, find 3 or 4 people who want to study and learn leadership. And you can learn from them, and collectively you can learn from others. It's just been really powerful in my life.
Yeah, it has. And so as I sort of put a bow on this today, I want to encourage you to make a commitment to not just learn, but to learn from others. It really can accelerate your success. If we can help you with that, one of the things we do, we haven't mentioned this, but one of the things we do in our organization is we have a lot of coaching. We have all kind of people that have hired us to be their coach. And so if you're looking for a coach, that's something you're exploring, reach out to us. Love to talk to you about a coaching relationship. You can go to leadeveryday.com and find us there. But whether you need a coach or you need a friend or you need a conference or a book, whatever, I'm guessing there's something you can do to take your learning to the next level this year. And if you'll do that, I think it really will accelerate your success. Join us tomorrow as we're going to shift the conversation from really work and some of the things that we think about a lot with our jobs. We're gonna talk about winning outside of work tomorrow and next few days, really. So I hope you'll join us for that. We think that's an important part of our leadership as well. Remember, the best leaders lead every day.